Welcome everybody to this month's webinar. Today we're going to focus on evolving FM, and we're going to talk about a couple of new features that we have. Joining me today is a usual suspect, Kim Coffey. We are going to talk a little bit about some of the micro modules that we have recently released. Before we get there, we would like to know where you're viewing us from. So drop a line if you have any questions, put them in the chat so that we can make sure we get them answered. If we don't get to your questions in time, that's okay. Send them to corporate connections at ifma.org so we can get you some answers.
All right, welcome everyone. I'm Kim, as Gail introduced me, and I'm coming to you from the hot place of Houston, Texas. A little bit about IFMA. We are over 40 years old, and we came into being to define facility management. That was not even a term used back in the day. We have grown globally. We're in almost 140 chapters, more than 130 countries, and we have more than surpassed the 24,000 member mark, which just means that FM is a very important topic and profession, and it's making an impact. In fact, if you look at our mission is to lead the future of the built environment to make the world a better place. And it is true. Think of the square footage of facilities, and if they're run better, sustainably, the world will become a better place. And then the vision is to advance collective knowledge, value, and growth for all FM professionals to perform at their highest level.
So typically we talk about what training we offer looking at our credentials, but today, like I said, it's going to be a little bit different. We have a couple of new items that we wanted to share with everybody so that if maybe you don't have time to earn a credential, there is a way to get some training in still. So again, if you have questions about any of the credentials, corporate connections at ifma.org, and we will get you taken care of.
Mm-hmm. As we come into this next slide, one thing that we titled this is Your Job's Going to Change, and guess what, everybody? It is constantly changing. Facility management from even 4 years ago looks very different today. Obviously, there's some things that don't change, right? Operations and maintenance. There's a lot of things that FMs continue to do that they did from the very first building. But if you look at these words on the screen, what are people searching about FM? And it's not just FMs that are searching. This is impacting a lot of different areas of business. And so you'll see the biggest one here is digital transformation. It is advancing at light speed, and continuing education is a big part of that. What is the future of work? In little bitty words, return to work. That's another way that people are looking at what is the future of work. Environmental management, team workspace, strategic planning. What are emerging technologies? There's so much that's going into this. And so for the FM profession, guess what? Hang on to your hats. It is continuing to evolve and change, which is why we wanted to bring you some information that's going to help you as you start dealing with these changes as they start cropping up in your day-to-day work.
So with that, we have introduced what we're calling micro modules. So it's not going to be the full training program because not everybody has time to earn a credential right now. Maybe that's a future goal, but maybe you want to get started on something in the meantime. These micro modules are a great way to do that. It helps you with some of them actually offer continuing education units. So if you're looking for a way to get some of that in, these could help you with that. And it's just really meant to help you learn about industry emerging trends. Like Kim mentioned on that word page before the slide, all of those words, everybody is looking, trying to figure out where is FM going. This is going to help fill some of those gaps. I do see here IFMA's methods, and it mentions awareness, knowledge, and application. Kim, what are we referencing here?
All right, so we're talking about how your job is evolving. With IFMA, something that we do is we keep our finger on the pulse of emerging trends and topics. And the way that we approach this, especially when we're bringing it to the profession, is first of all, is we look at creating an awareness to be able to point out this is what's happening. This could impact the way that you do your job, what you're asked to achieve in your job, and what skills you may want to make sure are in the team that's managing the facilities. So you have to have an awareness first. And then IFMA follows that up with knowledge so that you can learn. Gail just did a great job of explaining our micro modules. You know, they're targeted learning, but it's the knowledge that you need. And then the last part of that phase is application of that knowledge. It's not just a theory, it's not something that's up here, high level, and not being integrated in your day to day work schedule, but that will come in that third phase of application. So that's the way that IFMA approaches emerging trends and topics. The credential programs like the FMP, the SFP, and then, of course, our certification, the CFM, those are fairly slow to change because those are established competencies. So, a little bit quicker way of learning those things that are coming into being but maybe haven't become very established yet are through micro modules, those emerging trends. We help you create an awareness of it. We build the knowledge, and then we help you with that application. IFMA is very big on we don't teach you what to think, we teach you how to think so that you can create the unique solutions that your facilities need.
And
And
I'm
our
thinking, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
And I was going to say, and I'm thinking we might see some changes in the future with some of these emerging trends or topics.
Mhm.
They might be integrated back into some of the training that we'll offer in the future.
Oh, it absolutely is gonna be integrated. For anybody who might be at our conference this year, Kathy Pavick, who is our Senior Director of Content and Development for Professional Development, she has a competency model. We typically do a job task analysis, and we're going to something that's more dynamic so that we can really see when these competencies change, just like Gail says, it will impact. We continuously update our programs, but we don't wanna do the minute shift. We want to ensure that it is actually established and not something that's a blip and then moving on. Sorry about that, Daniela. Let's go on to the next slide.
So, with digitization, this is going to help you structure your assets and processes digitally. It's going to cover these 5 topics, and these actually can be broken down into the individual topics listed here, or you can purchase the bundle. It's going to cover assets, processes, people, technology, and sustainability. And I think these are all what this goes back to that whole triple bottom line that we used to always hear about. And then the pandemic happened and that kind of went towards sustainability. We've done a lot of focus on sustainable practices and application of sustainability. So I think this is going to be a great kind of step into the direction of how does technology impact the facility manager and all the processes that they're responsible for. So go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to add, you know, we just went from micro modules, and I want to point out these are micro modules. This is in our conversation today, we're going to be sharing 2 sets of micro modules that IFMA has developed. We're going to be developing more, but this one focuses on digitization. So when you see those 5 points that Gail just went over and you see sustainability, this is not to teach you sustainability. This is talking about the digitization that is going in that is information around these 5 areas. Digitization to help you have data driven decisions around your assets, around your processes. Digitization on things that help people within the facility. Technology has been around. There's future digitization around the technology. And then, of course, sustainability. You can choose one of these, and it's going to be truly a bite sized piece, or you can choose all of these. And it's not a huge commitment of time, and it is really targeted just in time information. There's pricing there to the right. Again, we want to give you flexibility. We really hope that all FMs have instilled a passion for learning because you need it. In your role, again, it's constantly evolving. And this is our way of bringing awareness about the knowledge and then the application of that knowledge here on this page. It's specifically around digitization.
On the next one, we're going to offer you sustainability. So this is going to be, again, a little bit different than the sustainability course that we offer, and it's going to be a little bit different than the SFP or Sustainability Facility Professional credential that we offer. So this, again, is going to go into how to evaluate your goals and metrics for reporting to senior leadership. It introduces the steps and processes of building a business case. So you're probably wondering, where does this fit into the other sustainable practices? The other sustainable training that we offer. So we do actually have a quick little chart that's going to help you figure out where are you on your journey into understanding sustainability. So if
Now,
you oh, go ahead.
I want to point out this is a single micro module. We do have plans to have additional ones in a series. So it's targeted, it's concise, it's not going to take a lot of time. And then thank you, Daniela. Yes, these bullet points kind of give you an idea of what it will help you do. The coolest thing is it helps you build that case for sustainability with your stakeholders. I believe a lot of the financial areas within businesses, they're moving to sustainability because financially it makes sense. If we go to the next slide, this is going to help you identify where are you in your sustainability knowledge. So how does this micro module fit into that? If you begin with, do you understand those sustainable concepts? The answer is yes. Go straight into the sustainability micro module. It's going to give you some really helpful tips to move forward. If the answer is no, if you've really not dived in, you've maybe seen some things, maybe dipped your toe into the Google machine to check out a few things, we recommend starting with our sustainability course. This is a longer course, but it's what, Gail, about 4 or 5 hours, and it
Correct.
and it goes into the theories, the terms, the concepts around sustainability. So it's not as brief as the micro module, but it does start to begin to build that foundation. Now, once you've had that sustainability course, if you're not ready for actually diving into a lifelong credential, which is what the SFP, the Sustainability Facility Professional designation, if you're not ready for that, we recommend moving from that course into the micro module. And then at some point, we truly believe everyone should go through the SFP program. It is filled with content. It's very similar to the FMP in that way. It's a lot of knowledge. And once you pass the final assessments, you will earn a lifelong credential. But we are really focusing on targeted micro modules. And so we've seen digitization, and now we see sustainability.
So with life cycle costing, this is actually going to be our newest micro module that we have published. And it's been around, this phrase has been around for a long time. The process has been around for a long time. But this micro module is going to provide so much information for you to understand the costs associated with operating and maintaining your facilities. A better example of that is when you purchase equipment for your organization, it's not just a one time cost. You're looking at what it costs to actually get the machine or the equipment, install it, and then now you have to maintain it. So it's going to be from start to finish of the life cycle of the building, of the equipment, of whatever it is that you're putting back into your organization. This is where you need to understand, how do you run analysis? What doesn't get measured doesn't get managed. So you, again, want to make sure that you're taking all the steps necessary to ensure that your investment is going to be as flawless as possible in a perfect world, right? In the perfect setting. So this is going to help you again make those data-driven decisions to ensure that preventative maintenance is not going to be a reactionary maintenance that, oh man, we haven't done anything for months. Oops, something broke. Let's figure out how do we fix this.
Mhm. Mhm. Exactly. And so many things are electrical. And so, what does that new piece of equipment that you've purchased do to the load on your building? And what is going to be the energy costs of that new piece of equipment? So there's a lot to the life cycle costing. And again, this is a micro module. It is targeted, it is specific, and it is meant to be something that you can quickly go through and just integrate this learning within your day-to-day schedule without having to block off the amount of time commitment that's required when you are going through a larger type of course material.
But wait, there's more. Coming soon, we're going to have micro module on cybersecurity. And I think this is going to be so great because we hear so many things, so many stories in the news about cybersecurity. If you're interested in that, please feel free to scan this QR code. It's going to give you some information on it. And then, again, any questions, corporateconnections at ifma.org so that we can help answer any questions that you have about it. So not only do we have the micro modules, we actually have learning videos as well. So again, just getting some more of that bite-sized knowledge. So if you don't have time to sit through and earn a credential, or maybe you don't have time to go through the core courses, again, that's okay. We have other opportunities for you to continue on your learning journey.
As we look at the various targeted content, e-learning is wonderful, and there's definitely a lot that you can benefit from it. IFMA has also began a new type of in-person knowledge building, and our very first deep dive is going to be October 10th in Boston. It is focusing on technology, and it's about technology strategy, the procurement process for technology, the integration and implementation. This is not on any one type of technology. It's not looking at a CMMS or an IWMS or your BMS, your building management systems, all of the acronyms in the alphabet soup. This is truly looking at the transformation that has happened within operational technology. It's looking at the impact that that can have on your organization. It is something that it's almost like hot potato. You know, you're tossing it over to your IT department, and IT is tossing it back to you saying, this isn't a server or data, this is operational. And it's talking about how IT and FM need to come together. There's so many things that the FM knows and understands about the building and how the operational technology could help or not help. So when you digitize that your FM operations, you should have a voice in it. And then of course, once that technology is there, you've got change management. Sometimes the FMs drive changes in behavior when you have new technology, and you need people to use that technology for it to be effective. And this is from anything having to do with security, with entry into the building, with providing access to certain elevators, to room management, room reservation software, sustainable initiatives. There's so many different things, and there's again a need for the FM to have a seat at the table. And what we've been hearing in our awareness phase is that FMs are not comfortable with technology, but we need you to get comfortable because it's just going to continue to move throughout the facility. And now there's generative AI, there's so much going on, and we invite you to consider being at the deep dive with us. In fact, if you want to learn more, there's a URL right there on the slide. If the type is too little, it's deepdive.ifma.org. www.ifma.org. Check it out. Let me know what you think about it. Corporate connections at ifma.org. We all get those emails, and so we're here and we're interested.
I can't wait to see what comes out of that. I know it's
Me
gonna be
too.
a great, like, starting of a series.
Exactly.
So if you're not sure where to start, please feel free to go to our website, take the Career Compass. It's a quick way to determine, where to start on your learning journey. It will, again, prompt an email to our team so that we can have a quick conversation to see where you are right now, what your future goals are, just to really have a better understanding of, who you are as an FM, what you're doing, and then that way we can just help you along on your journey.
Exactly right. So are you ready to start? Do you and I really do hope that everybody who's been joining us, or if you share this webinar with a colleague, somebody that you know that's in the industry, that the ready to start really means keep it going, keep learning. There's a lot of options for you in the resources that IFMA offers. Check out ifma.org. There is a resource tab on our website. So it goes beyond even the courses that we've mentioned here. We have a knowledge library. There's a bi monthly publication, the FMJ, that has nothing but original content articles. Become a member, become a discovery member, become involved, because the more aware you are with knowledge and application of that knowledge, the better you're going to be at running your facility, and you're going to help us all reach that mission, which is to make the world a better place. So, Gail, let's see if we have any questions that may have come in. I'm just going to scroll through here. I see a lot of people that have let us know where you're coming from. And I want to say we have a global audience. Thank you so much to everybody that's joined us. We've shared a number of website addresses, email addresses. The team here at your IFMA Global Headquarters are ready to help answer any questions. We have a love of this profession and of the people who make facilities healthy and safe. And we wish you all the best. Hope everything's going well. And I think with that, Gail, shall we go ahead and sign off?
That works for me. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Again, we're here to help provide any support, cheerlead whenever you complete your training. Um, we're always here.
Thank you, everybody. Bye for now.